Here come Men in Black, Men in Black.
Hold up a minute.
Whoa.
It's Women in Black now.
All right, yeah, whatever.
Okay.
Here come the Men in Black. Men in Black.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Geekdom Movie Show.
Yeah, we got a chance to see Men in Black 3 or Men in Black 4, actually. It's called International, but yeah. So anyways, welcome. Thanks for joining us. If you've noticed, we did a new setup. We're wearing our nice, classy suit for you guys because we all saw Men in Black. You might think we're excited to talk about it, which we are. Women in Black. There's actually a scene in the movie where they reference that Women in Black.
There is.
Men and Women in Black. Anyways,
yes.
that was spoiler. I don't know what to tell you.
It was in the trailer, so hey, sorry.
Was it in the trailer?
Yep.
I actually didn't know that. So, all right, anyways, what I wanted to talk about was our new setup. You guys wanted us to have a better background. We're working on it. I know this isn't perfect, but we're listening to you guys. We got a desk, a chair. We're gonna keep working here, trying to figure out, get the flow down, things like that. Instead of the black couch you guys didn't like, we decided to put chairs and a table down. So welcome. Thanks for the suggestions. We're excited that you guys are here. We're excited that you guys are excited to tell us how you like certain things here because you want to keep watching us. Thank you for all the feedback we got. We got so many comments and emails talking about our chemistry.
Tons, yes. Keep sending them in. We answer questions on the show.
Yeah, like we just a lot. And thank you guys. Thank you for telling us that, you're excited to hear from us, here to talk, us talking about movies, so you guys can talk about movies, so we can give you movie news and reviews. So tell you what movies to see. Speaking of which, we've actually changed our rating. So a lot of you guys mentioned, instead of giving 6 out of 10, 8 out of 10, that's not really helpful to you guys. So this is going to be how we're going to do reviews from now on. We're going to either say, go check it out in theaters, wait for it on DVD, Netflix streaming, or don't even bother. It's a waste of 2 hours. Don't even watch it at all. And so that way you guys will know for sure if it's worth spending 10, 15, I don't even know what ticket prices are where you guys live, but whatever it is, I know it's more than $10 now, I would say. It's officially gone up. Yeah. So
we'll tell you if you should see it in Dolby surround sound. We'll tell you if you should go see it in the sheets that shake or IMAX or whatever.
Oh, the 4D.
Yeah, 4D. Yeah. We'll tell you.
I've never done that actually, 4DX.
I did it once.
You did?
I can't remember what movie.
Okay.
It was okay.
I don't think I've tried it. It looks too. They had it for one of those Fast and Furious movies where the chairs moved with the cars. And I'm like, it sounds cool, but then I'm like, I'm gonna throw up if that's going on for 2 hours. It's like I want to drink, try to drink my drink, and it's like, it's just like get popcorn and pop flying. But maybe one day, maybe I'll get. If you guys want us to suffer through that, we'll do it for you guys.
We'll do it for you.
But what I wanted to suggest was another thing is that our setup, as great as it is, I think we can start doing more things outside of just videos in here. We can go out to the public and talk to people walking into theaters, because I actually looked it up. You can actually talk to people.
Yeah, one party consent state.
Yeah, and that would be great actually. I think that could actually help a lot of people get reactions from the audience who are walking out of a movie theater.
Yeah,
I was thinking Toy Story 4 might be something
that would be a good one to do.
Try out. So maybe we could do 2 videos. We could do a review because we are going to do a Toy Story 4. By the way, holy crap. Like, now that's a movie we're excited to see. Toy Story 4.
Oh, yeah.
Finally, a good movie to review on this channel. All right.
Have you guys seen all 3? I have.
Of course. Yes, in theaters, obviously.
Yes. Third one's my favorite. I like the first 2. I'm sorry. The third one
is your favorite?
Yes.
We're going to have to talk about this next week. Come back. We have some words to talk about.
That's true.
We have some words for
That's true. But, they're all good, though.
They're all good.
It's like saying I like one better than the other, but they're all kind of perfect movies. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's hard to say one is better than the other. Anyways, the point is, we're really excited you guys are here. We're listening to you guys. We got the setup. We do have you guys can support us. Shannon, do you want to tell her about
Patreon? Yes. So we can only continue to do this with your support. We are not making any money off of this right now. So go to our Patreon page. If you can spare $1, if you can throw us $10, something like that, it makes a huge difference for us. So there is a link in the description down below. That's how we're going to continue to do these reviews.
Yes, absolutely. And we're excited. Aladdin, we are now officially with the Aladdin review. First episode is now officially over 1,000 views. The second video we did, which was the Godzilla and Dark Phoenix review, 1,200 of you decided to tune in. So we know we're just flabbergasted. Like, we weren't expecting. We were lucky if we were going to get 100 or 2 views per week.
So if all of you share this with one other friend, we can double our number of views. That's what our goal is for next week. Share it with one of your friends who likes movies. Let's double our number of views for next week.
Absolutely. We also have our website. You guys are bonkers on the Geekdom Movies website. You love our articles. You love our information about movie news coming up. And we just looked at the rating. I think it's like another 500 to 1,000 every day, fluctuating between the website. So I know you guys are going there, then coming here, and then jumping from here to going there. This just gives us more inspiration, more keep pulling forward and keep working on the website, keep working on the YouTube channel. And we're just here for you guys. This is awesome. This is fun. We're going to keep moving forward. But as we continue, I think we did get a chance to all go see Men in Black.
Yes.
International.
Men in Black 4, sans Will Smith.
Sans,
and you can tell.
Yeah, that's true. Here's the thing. So Men in Black aren't great movies. They're not something I would say Will Smith's best movies, but I would say it's up there as good movies, because when Will Smith shows up, he shows up in every movie.
It's not Schindler's List, but it's not supposed to be. It's supposed to be a good, dumb, fun movie.
Right. So I'm not walking into a Men in Black International expecting, like you said, like Godfather or whatever, Shakespeare here. I'm expecting decent popcorn fun.
Yeah.
And there are parts. I did like parts.
There are parts.
There are parts that were fun. But overall, you really, like you said, you really can tell Will Smith is the driving force.
It felt like every line that the main character Molly speaks was written for Will Smith and fell flat because it would have been better if Will Smith was saying the lines.
But you know what's funny? Tessa Thompson is a great actress.
She's a great actress.
Yeah.
But the lines that were written for Will Smith, I assume, given to her, it didn't translate well.
Because I think what they were trying to do was the first Men in Black, which is Will Smith is like the young guy who's trying to figure out what Men in Black is, and Tommy Lee Jones was like Chris Hemsworth's part, where he's kind of like been doing this for years. They set it up. He's kind of bored of his job, bored of being a Men in Black agent. He's not, on fire anymore. There were some interesting twists and turns even that I won't spoil, but I was like, I actually did not see that coming. That was
they actually did surprise me once in this movie.
Yeah. But still, it was still not...
A lot of it was highly predictable. A lot of the jokes, I called it. I was like, yep, they're going to do this. And then they do that. And
yeah.
But it also, if you were a kid watching this, you wouldn't have seen those jokes coming and they would have been hilarious.
That's true. I agree with that, actually. But I'm going to talk about my worst scene in the movie where I was cringing the entire time. I was like, can I take a bathroom break and just kind of leave this scene? It was that stupid club scene. The party London.
The party London one was not the part that made me cringe the most.
To me, it was, because I was like, what is happening?
I don't know. It
this
felt
is
like a
dragging. It was dragging. It was pointless.
There's a worse part. There's a worse part in this movie that made me cringe, and you guys both know what it is.
Is it a spoiler?
Yes.
Okay. Spoiler alert. Because the club part isn't a spoiler.
It's not a huge spoiler.
You see it in the trailer. There's a party. They're in a club. There's aliens. That's basically the gist of the club. It just drags, in my opinion. The spoiler part is what Shannon, I guess, is referring to.
Close your ears for the next two seconds if you.
You really shouldn't. It's a crappy movie. Just watch it. But,
it's not much of a spoiler, but the part where our main character, an alien who's an enemy has something that he wants, and he says, "I will do anything if you give me that thing that I want." And then he wakes up in bed with this purple alien the next day.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
That was weird for a movie in 2019.
Really strange.
Actually, you know what? It was weird, but it didn't bother me as much as the club scene, though.
It was weird, not because it was with an alien. It was weird because he didn't want to do it, and he
was forced to do it.
Yeah, it was weird. Why
Well,
was that in a?
I don't think they were nice people.
What did you think of that, George?
Yeah,
it was the bad guy that
it was,
did it.
Yeah,
it was Chris Hemsworth.
Okay.
That's gonna be my excuse.
What's your excuse?
So he
It's
can do
friggin'
it?
Chris Hemsworth.
Yeah.
Who was great in this movie, by the way? No,
He's better as Thor. He's better in other movies.
Much better as Thor.
He's
like
he's
his
not being
acting was good,
yeah.
but I don't know. Maybe it was just
end of spoilers. By the way, you can tune in.
End of spoilers.
I'll put timestamps like I did the last episode. Don't worry, guys.
Yeah.
But yeah,
he was okay. You know, I think they could have done some things better with his character. Like
he was
with the story.
He was changing. Actually, you know what? Yeah. Okay, so before I go on to I think one of you guys actually emailed me, James. Thank you so much for that article. It explains a lot. James is one of our contributors. He saw the movie and he wanted us to talk about this. So he actually emailed me. So James, if you're watching this, big shout out to you for emailing me. We're gonna, I'm gonna tag you in the Twitter hashtag thing, whatever you do.
The Twitterverse.
Yeah. I don't know how to do it, but I'll do it. I'll find you and I'll tag you.
While he's looking this up, guys, the chat is live. If you're watching right now, add some comments. I'll see them come up and we'll talk with you. We'll answer your questions.
Yeah. So before I get into the
comments,
article,
concerns, thoughts.
Yeah, for sure. Pop it in. We can actually see the comment section.
We can see the comments live.
Yeah. Yes. So if you guys posted, we'll definitely be part of it. So before I go into that, how would you say that? How would you rate it? So our rating system has changed. Let me repeat it one more time. It is either go see it in theaters, wait for DVD Blu-ray, and don't see it at all. Mine is gonna be wait for this to be on Netflix or DVD or like $1 rental from family. We have family video here. You guys might not. There's a Blockbuster type that still exists here in Metro Detroit area. I don't know about what you guys have, but in case you don't, Redbox, whatever's out there, it's a rental. I would say it's a fun movie. Don't spend $15 in theaters or $20.
It's a good Netflix.
Would you say the same review?
Put it on in the background while you're doing laundry or something.
So you'd still say it's rentable?
Unless you are a girl power, I want to see a female role model in a movie, and you just really want to see a female in the main role, then go see it in theaters. If that's not your thing, put it on Netflix. It's fine. It'll keep you mildly entertained there's a few good laughs in it.
Yeah.
There. I would have to say honestly same. Like
same.
Basically,
so we're on the same board.
Yeah. It's not one that I would go to a theater to watch. At least again.
We did it for you guys. I don't think I would have if it wasn't for us reviewing it this week, I don't think I would have spent money to see this movie, honestly.
Yeah, I don't think I would have either.
Maybe if you're a dad who loves Men in Black and you have a little girl, like a 10-year-old girl.
Yeah, like if it's actually 10-year-olds might actually like
I think like
movie.
10, 12, 13-year-olds are going to love this movie.
Yeah,
this is going to be their Men in Black movie.
Yeah.
The jokes weren't bad, they were just predictable.
A lot of them okay, let's talk about one more thing before I get into the article because I love him. Anybody seen The Big Sick around here? The Big Sick that came out last year about the Pakistani.
I did not watch that.
No, I didn't.
He's a Pakistani actor who tells a true story of his own life where his girlfriend gets sick, goes into a coma. They just started dating in the movie, and his family doesn't really know what to think of him because it's like, wait, my daughter never mentioned you because they'd only been on like a few dates and it wasn't really. But like she goes into this coma for like months, and he's like by her bedside, like every week and trying to support the family. It's not just, I know it sounds really dramatic and like, oh, she's sick and sad. It's actually a really funny movie at the same time. Yes, there are parts of it, but it's called The Big Sick. I forgot the actor's name. I can Google it actually later, but he plays this little miniature alien.
That was that guy?
Yeah.
I was wondering the whole time who that voice actor was.
He's coming out in Stuber, isn't he?
Stuber. Yeah, he's going to be in Stuber.
He's going to be in Stuber, yeah.
With Drax. I forgot the
I started to watch that movie at one time.
What did you guys think of Pawnee?
So that's what I was going to talk about. So I think I really want to support him because he's Pakistani. I'm Pakistani. I like to see my people represented on screen. So, for that reason alone, I'm not gonna bash him because he was given a job just like Chris Hemsworth and Tessa Thompson. They were given a job and they were given lines to because you got to remember, a lot of people are like, oh, that actor sucks. Sometimes it's not the actor's fault. They're given scenes, they're given writing, they're given what to say, how to say, when to say, what emotions to use. There's like the actor who plays Twilight, what's his name?
Robert
Pattinson.
Yeah.
Great actor, one of the best actors we have. But if you're judging him off of Twilight, you're gonna be like, wow, he's a terrible actor. But it's not his fault. That's how the movies were written.
He hated those movies.
And he hated those movies. But when you watch his dramatic movies where he's given more control to come up with his own character or given meatier roles to do, he's one of our best young actors under 30. Actually, he just might have just turned 30. I think he just turned 30, and he's gonna be Batman. But these guys are not really, he did the part of the miniature thing. I found him annoying. Pawnee, right? Every line.
He had some funny lines, but they kept putting them in these dramatic moments, and it was very Jar Jar Binks.
Speaking of which, the where they're fixing the motorcycle in the desert, and they won't talk to each other, and Pawnee would be like
translating. That was
God,
the best part.
You like that? I thought it was so bad. I'm like, this doesn't even make sense.
I thought that was funny. I thought they had some funny lines in there.
It was there were a couple. I think they might have carried it on for like maybe about 5 seconds too long.
Yeah.
She said this. Well, he said, and Tessa Thompson, who's a rookie, she doesn't know anything about the Men in Black universe or this technology. She's like, pass the quantum wrench for this motorcycle. I'm like, how do you know that?
It should if if Will Smith had been in that scene, it would have been hilarious. But Tessa kept saying all of her lines so flat.
It's not
Will
just
Smith
that.
Would have spiced it up a lot.
But the thing is, Will Smith, I just rewatched Men in Black 1 just to kind of get like my head in it. Will Smith looks at everything inside of the Men in Black universe in the first movie. He doesn't know what it is. He touches this ball that goes flying around.
Fair.
Well, that's true.
They give him this tiny gun, and he looks at Tommy Lee Jones' character, Jay, I think his name was. Or
that was the cricket, right?
The cricket. And he's like, why do you get a big gun and I get this little stupid thing? And then he's like, and he uses it and he goes flying because he doesn't understand the power level.
And that makes for great comedy.
It makes for great comedy because he's a fish out of water. Tommy Lee Jones is the legendary Men in Black agent that's been doing it for years, decades even. And they didn't have that. There is a lot of politics that went into the movie, and you can tell. It should have been Tessa Thompson going, wait, what? What is this?
But they didn't want to do that.
How did you do this?
Because they didn't want to make a woman be the one that didn't look like she knew what she was doing.
Okay, so
politics ruined the movie.
Yes, and speaking of politics,
I would have been fine with her going in not knowing anything. I don't care that she's a woman.
Yeah.
It would have been a better character.
So here's the article that James sent me that talks about a lot of the issues. So I'm going to read it for you guys.
And then they had the guy that supposedly is like the top agent and has done everything there, acting like he doesn't know anything. And he's the one. He's the dumb one, and he's the dumb one.
Why is Chris Hemsworth the dumb one
who's supposed to have saved the whole world?
He has a poster saving planet Earth.
I know. And it's
like, why is he dumb?
This is why identity politics ruins movies, because they had to make.
We want to go into that.
Hold on. They had to make her the girl, the smart one, even though it didn't make any sense for the character and the context. And they had to make Liam Hemsworth the guy, the dumb one, even though it didn't make any character sense for the movie.
But there's nothing wrong.
There's nothing wrong with
introducing Tessa Thompson as a rookie who's learning. It shouldn't be politics spirit. Okay, let me.
It would have been a better movie if they'd done that.
Before we keep going, let me just read this article and then tell you guys what happened. Thank you again, James. According to THR, The Hollywood Reporter, Men in Black International producer Walter Parks and director F. Gary Gray clashed over the visions for the film. Parkers, who was the original 1990s producer for the first 3 Men in Black movies, reportedly oversaw several rewrites of the well-received initial script. The movie wasn't even called Men in Black International. It was actually called Men in Black 23. He changed the draft by Art Markham and Matt Holloway that removed the screenplay's political overtones that were originally written. The plot originally tied into the ongoing discussion about immigration in the US. But if you watch the movie,
Wow.
it is more to do with international London, and changed the villains both after Hemsworth, Chris Hemsworth, Tessa Thompson, and Gray, who was the director, had signed on. Again, during production, as a result, fresh scripts pages arrived daily. So they were going to film a scene with the original screenplay, and somebody would walk in right before the cameras started, right before they were about to shoot the scene, and somebody's like, nope, we're changing that, throw that out, this is what the new lines are. As a result, fresh script pages arrived daily for the movie's actors, causing confusion and removing the story's modern sensibilities. Listen to me very carefully. The thing that makes amazing about Men in Black is that it is set in a world that is all around us, but we can't see it. These are the modern sensibilities that they're talking about in the first 3 Men in Black movies, to the point that Hemsworth and Thompson, the actors, apparently hired their own writers because they got so sick
you
of.
can do that?
Well, they're multi-million-dollar actors, of course they can.
Okay.
So they actually added their own. So now we're adding to the mix. They're hiring their own screenplay writers that are revising the dialogue that is coming in on top of the original script. So nothing stayed original at all, and you could tell they were delivering lines like it was just given to them 10 seconds ago.
You could tell
That
You
motorcycle
could
scene,
tell,
the club scene. Oh yeah, I didn't mean for you to sleep with that guy. Blah 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 blah. Like, what are you talking about? Like, what does that have anything to do with anything? Why is Chris Hemsworth suddenly talking about an alien that he's in love with, but then like there's no story to her? She just has this weapon.
None. Yeah, it felt very amateur.
Yeah,
and fresh.
And so it continues. The creative differences didn't stop there either. The Hollywood Reporter says that Parks and Gray even disagreed over other elements like color correction. Gray came close to quitting several times. He walked out of set, the director. The director is like the general of every movie. Everybody, okay, so when you go to war, you look at your general. If your general is like, let's go fight, we can do this, your troops are going to follow you. But if your general is like, I'm scared, I'm peeing in my pants, I don't want to do this, guess what? That's going to cause everyone, the entire army, to be like, well, he's the general, so why am I following him? They're all going to book it too, and that's going to cause chaos. So that's what the director's job is to do. So this producer keeps walking in, changing things, putting down the director. Now, it's the number one rule in Hollywood. Never, ever come into a set and demand things from the director. He is your general. If you have anything to say to the director, from movie producers, executives, studio, financial advisors, accountants, food people, it doesn't matter. Whoever you are, the number one rule in Hollywood is go talk about it off set. Where email one another, talk on the phone, find a different meeting place where you can discuss issues. Do not bring that onto the set because that causes division. It causes chaos. You got people not going, oh, wait, do I listen to the producer or do I listen to the director? Then you got actors going, wait, what am I supposed to be doing? What am I even doing here? Why is my script changing? I've been reading these lines and coming up with this character and story ideas for my character for 30 days, 6 months before we even start shooting. And now everything's being thrown out of the window. Like, these are not normal situations. So Gary came close to quitting several times, but was convinced by Sony to stay on. They promised him that if he just finishes Men in Black, they'll give him another movie where he gets full control. In the end, the studio tested separate. So this is how crazy this got. This is unheard of in Hollywood. This is how crazy this got. In the end, the studio tested 2 separate cuts. There are 2 different Men in Black movies. There's the one that we saw, which was the producers, Men in Black International, and there's the one that Gary Gray wrote and directed. That's a separate movie entirely.
You're kidding me.
Before eventually, and now Parks, who's the producer, had full control, not Gary. So he basically said, screw you, Gary, I'm going with my cut. So there was no, hey, let's all watch this movie and see which one worked out better. He was the the hung gun shooter. I don't even know what I'm saying. But he was the guy that basically called reshoots, rewrites, and made his own movie that has nothing to do with the movie. this is really
How
sad.
do I see this movie?
Well,
That's
I don't
a
think
good
that's ever going to see the light of day. If it does exist and we get a chance, I know they probably burned it by now. But look, the thing is, you got to remember, this isn't surprising for any of us who watched the movie. The major reshoots are noticeable.
Yeah.
The changes made to the film and production are noticeable.
Yeah.
You can see the misfires taking place on screen where you're like, what are these actors and characters? Why is the first scene you see, Chris Hemsworth is this gung-ho super agent, then he's sleeping on his desk.
Yeah,
How does
it
that
doesn't
make any
sense? And they never address it in the movie. They never go back and address it.
Yeah.
And then there was this major plot point, not a spoiler, but a major plot point where that alien that dies at the beginning of the movie touches Hemsworth's hand, and he says, "You've changed. You're different."
How?
They never go back and explain that. I
Right.
waited the whole movie to find out why. They never.
Well, they
ever go
did,
back.
kind of.
Not really.
But not really. You're right.
They never went
Yeah,
back
no,
and
they
explained it.
They kind of said like he was,
They gave,
spoilers.
some
Spoilers.
undertones.
Liam Neeson's character is the bad guy, the main baddie. I guess the original director got killed, and the alien took over, and he, erased.
Well,
Chris Hemsworth.
he sort of like
Neuralized
merged
him.
with him.
Yeah, and then
sorta.
Tessa Thompson is like, what if your memory is not right? What if you were erased? How do you know that? You just joined Men in Black 3 days ago. How do you know how's a neuralizer even work? There's so many issues with this movie.
So many issues.
And I'm going to say this as my final thing because we've talked about it too much already. My issue is I love the Men in Black series. I watched the cartoon in the 90s.
Oh, yeah.
I liked every Men in Black, even the crappy one that some people don't like, the second and third. I enjoyed them because Will Smith shows up. He works hard. Third one actually is my favorite. Don't crucify me, but the whole time, the Back to the Future thing in Men in Black 3 was amazing. So much fun. You got to see Tommy Lee Jones as a young agent, and Will Smith now becomes the great agent, and they kind of have to riff off one another. Who plays by Thanos himself, Josh Brolin plays Tommy Lee Jones as a younger version. And these movies are great, and I want this series to continue. But when you hear things like this, like the production issues, the producer and the director clashing, the writers coming and changing the script, then the actors coming and writing, hiring their own writers to do their own version of the script that's now changed. These things give us confidence to not believe in Sony, because Sony's a big company. It is one of the biggest movie studios. It's not as big as Disney. It might not even be as big as Warner Brothers, but they own some really great franchises like Spider-Man and a lot of other movies that I can't think of at the top of my head. We want to see more Men in Black. We don't want Men in Black to end. So I feel like they did a disservice to us, the fans of the Men in Black series and Will Smith's fans, but also to the audience, because they basically screwed them over. And no wonder it's bombing at the box office. It's only made 30 million this weekend. That's the lowest for any Men in Black movie like ever.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
it's a real shame because Tessa Thompson was a great leading lady. I liked her presence on screen.
Yeah.
The first 20 minutes of this movie, I was like, wow, this is gonna be great. And then they just didn't give her anything to work with.
Right. So I think learning all this stuff is just really sad to hear, and I really hope that the Men in Black series doesn't die. I hope we get another shot. I hate to say it, but I do want Chris Hemsworth and Tessa. I don't hate to say that they're good actors. Chris Hemsworth and Tessa Thompson to come back and have more of given a second chance with a better script, better story, no more production problems that can hinder the movie and the final overall score. So yeah, do you guys have any final thoughts that you want to share besides that?
I'm trying to think. There was about Pawnee again.
Yeah. I want to talk about him a little more. There was some weird scenes with him.
There were. His strength was phenomenal.
Yeah.
His strength?
His strength.
Really?
He was able to grapple 2 different places and pull.
Yeah, but that doesn't make any sense because he never did that in the rest of the movie. He was just this small guy. So where did that strength come from where he's pulling, especially in a black hole, whatever that was?
Yeah.
I see what they were trying to do with his character, and it just fell a little bit short. They didn't quite explain some things, and some of his jokes were awkward and weird. Where he said, like his love of his life is like over there dying, and they turn it into a joke. It was
that
awkward
was
and
that
weird.
was really really
I
strange. And
forgot
also
about that.
also
was
like
not
how long
funny.
he was like saying he was gonna have to die because she died, and that was that dragged out a little long
One
too.
rewrite could have been a funny joke. You know what he reminded me of?
Hmm.
That slug character that Tommy Haverford from Parks and Rec played in Epic.
What is that?
Some of you out there will remember that movie.
Oh, I don't
Epic.
think I've seen it. Have you seen it?
I've seen it. I don't remember.
Okay.
I don't
Yeah.
remember the slug.
It's interesting. Well, we got to move on, but I think
All right.
you know.
Yeah.
Final thoughts.
Oh.
Don't see this in theaters. That's all I
Beard
gotta say.
Alien was funny.
Beard Alien was weird.
One
Oh, strange.
line that actually did make me laugh
Really?
is the beard alien's hiding in the water, and Tessa Thompson goes, "We drank out of that," and then she goes, "I thought it tasted like a beard alien."
That was a good one.
Yeah. Well, final note on Men in Black. You know, just yeah, wait for it on DVD, and even then, you might not be. I mean, if you really like the first 3 Men in Black movies, like me, don't even watch it. But if you like it, you might get. I got something out of it. I can see
Show-
the issues, but I don't think it's worth theaters. So
Show your 10 to 15-year-old daughters.
yeah, sure. If you're a Thor fan,
like
Chris
it.
Hemsworth fan, go check it out. He's he's a fun actor to watch. So moving on, I think one of us, I was gonna see it today, but I didn't get a chance because I was busy with other things. So George, tell us about your Shaft experience, because the new Shaft movie is with it's a sequel to the first one that came out with, I think it was like early 2000, which Samuel Jackson playing Shaft, and now he's older, I'm guessing, and he has a family or something. That's what I saw from the previews.
Yep. So I don't know if this is a spoiler or not, but kind of like overall plot. He so he's got a son, right? Like it starts off, the movie starts off, he's in the car with his I don't know if that was, I think that was his girlfriend.
Okay.
At the time, and he has
you
a
tell
son.
me.
He has a son in the back seat, and his son is, just a baby, and like he's over there, he's sitting in the car. His girlfriend is over there yelling at him, and he's just
Shaft's son or Shaft.
At Shaft. She's yelling
Samuel
at Shaft.
Jackson.
Yes.
Okay.
So she's yelling at Samuel Jackson.
Okay.
And he's just sitting in the car, just taking it in.
Uh-huh.
And he gets attacked by these guys.
Yeah.
And they make quite a few. Quite a few. This is definitely an R-rated movie. Don't take
Your kids.
don't take your kids.
It's not a
to
family
this.
movie,
No.
apparently.
No, not by any means.
Okay.
But so anyways, he gets attacked, and he realizes his girlfriend tells him, she's like, I can't expose our kid to this. Like,
Mhm.
If you're out there, you're gonna keep getting attacked. And so, basically because of that, he has to send him away. And that's it touches on some soft notes.
Is this a serious movie?
No, it's not serious by any means.
That's just the most serious thing. So tell us your overall feeling. What do you, without giving into spoilers, why should people go see Shaft if they were to go see it? Or not see it? It's up to you.
The comedy is amazing.
Okay.
The plot is it's kind of a sort of like a, I don't know. It's a predictable.
Okay.
It's a kind of predictable.
Kind of like a buddy cop or like a cop movie. Usually one of those
sort of
movies. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe a little less unpredictable than one of those.
Okay.
But just slightly.
Okay.
But yeah, the action in it is great.
Okay.
The comedy in it is
fantastic.
Absolutely hilarious.
So if you're looking for a good comedy, like night out with buddies or like a date night, it would be
great for that. Absolutely great. And I might go see that one again in theaters. I'm gonna be honest. It was that good. It was that funny.
Okay.
Amazing movie.
So recommended, see it in theaters. All right.
Definitely.
Well, I might check it out.
Yeah, might have to.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, thanks for your review of Shaft. If you guys haven't seen that either, I mean, instead of seeing Men in Black, Shaft came out, and it's definitely, you'll have a better time with Shaft than you would in Men in Black. So yeah, thanks.
Yep.
So we're gonna move on to some questions and comments that we got. So the first one was from our friend. He's one of our contributors. His name is Tim. Thank you, Tim, writing out. What do you guys think of Toy Story 4 and the critical score that's coming in? All right, let me break this down for you guys.
Oh boy.
The Toy Story trilogy is considered to the level in some people's minds as the Godfather trilogy because
Easily.
it is. I mean, how many movies have we gotten where all three movies were great? Actually, no, Godfather 3 even stunk, so I can't even compare. Lord of the Rings, the original Star Wars, Indiana Jones, great ending to a series.
Back to the Future.
Back to the Future, Bourne trilogy, Bourne Identity, Bourne Supremacy, Bourne Ultimatum, knockout movies. They get better as they go. So when they announced Toy Story 4, I was hesitant because we know how the new Jason Bourne came out. How bad was it? It was pretty bad. Indiana Jones, one of the worst Indiana Jones movies. I was like, you had such a great trilogy. Why? Why did you just leave it alone? So when they announced Toy Story 4, I thought it was, if you've seen Toy Story 3, this is going to be a little bit of a heavy spoilers in Toy Story 3 if you haven't seen it, but might be the only person on the planet who hasn't seen the Toy Story trilogy. So I don't know what to tell you. But, that ending, that beautiful ending where you got to see, what's the boy's name who has the toys? Andy, who gives it to Bonnie. That really sweet ending where he talks about each toy and hands it off to like the next generation, which was Bonnie. If you weren't crying in that scene, and I think most of us who grew up watching Toy Story, right there and then, you knew this movie was not for children. This was for the
us.
kids who grew up in the 90s, like me and Shannon, who saw Toy Story 1 in theaters.
We were the same ages as Andy. Andy was growing up.
Oh yeah,
George is a little younger.
Yeah,
but we were the same age.
But about the same age, yeah. I think you probably remember Toy Story 1 and 2. I'm sure, like 1 or 2.
I've watched them all.
Yeah. So you knew watching Toy Story 3 was like really, like it was the end of my childhood ending. When Andy gives those toys to Bonnie, it's like me giving my childhood over to the next generation.
Yeah.
And I was like, why would you do that? Why would you make a fourth one? Why would you ruin?
Do you want to know why? Disney's forcing them to do it.
No. Here's the thing, though.
They are.
That's okay, but because here's the thing. The reviews are phenomenal.
Yeah.
And Disney just released, and they said while Toy Story 3 came out and was being made, they were already working on Toy Story 4 in the background.
Wow. Okay.
So they have been working on Toy Story 4 because they knew how much. I mean, it's one of the few animated. Toy Story 3 is one of the 2 or 3 animated movies ever to be nominated for Best Picture at the Oscars.
Yeah.
So I was hesitant. I was worried. Now the reports are coming in. It is, think about this. Toy Story 1, 100% on Rotten Tomatoes. Toy Story 2, 100% on Rotten Tomatoes. Toy Story 3, 90. It's the only lowest rating, and it was 99% on Rotten Tomatoes. As of right now, since it's been a week since the movies have come out, and the last time I checked, which was last night, Toy Story 4 is still, with 150 reviews, 100% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Unheard of.
This is something we're never going to see in our time ever, actually, again.
Not for an animated movie.
No movie in history has ever come out with a fourth movie that has ever been good as the original trilogy or the first two.
Never.
This is the first time in movie history that we have a movie that is considered top level tier filmmaking as good as the first 3 Toy Story movies.
Yeah, you're right.
That, I mean, amazing. Pixar. That's all I gotta say. I already know I'm gonna love this movie. You can't throw that number at me. I can't go on Rotten Tomatoes and read those critic reviews, and I'm not gonna hate this movie because I have never hated a Toy Story movie. It has never been wrong. Yeah, I've never been wrong when it comes to Pixar when they get that high of rating.
Yeah,
I am so freaking excited. This is, besides Avengers Endgame, I think this might be, besides Star Wars sequel coming out, Rise of Skywalker, this is definitely up there with the top 3 most anticipated movies personally for me. I I want to buy my ticket. I want you to keep your children at home so I can enjoy my Toy Story
They don't
movie.
need to see it until later. Yeah. This is for us. It's made
I was
for
like,
us.
do not bring your children to Toy Story. I will report you to the manager and tell you to get your whiny kids out of the theater. That's how much Toy Story
This
means to
movie's
me.
not for kids. It's for us.
We're going a little too far.
They can see it later. They can see it at home. They don't care. They don't care like we care.
Yeah, like I want to go in. I want to walk in with my popcorn, my drink. Don't talk to me. Don't touch me. Don't
Maybe this is the one to see in IMAX.
Oh, absolutely.
I would say so because I think is it coming on IMAX? I actually didn't know.
I'm not sure.
It might be or Dolby.
I would think so.
Yeah.
I mean, it seems like most of all the big movies that are coming out now are in IMAX as well.
So. Okay. Yeah, maybe I will look into it for you guys. But yeah, if it's coming on IMAX, I'll definitely watch it in IMAX. But the point is, like, I'm so excited. I'm so thankful that Pixar is so, they're besides the Car series, they really do put a lot of effort and energy into what they're crafting. And I'm so glad like Pixar's like, we're gonna make Toy Story 4 and we're gonna make it as good, if not better, than the other Toy Story movies. Yeah. That's good for you. I'm excited. Yeah. I can't wait to see it. I'm laughing at the previews. The stupid spork scene where he's like, "Why am I alive?" It just it cracks me up every time. Like Bonnie. It's in the trailer, so it's not spoiler. But in the trailer, Bonnie takes a spork, like a fork and a spoon mixed together. For all you non-Americans who are watching this, that's what they do in America. We make spork because we can't have a spoon and a fork. So anyway, she takes the spork, she puts eyeballs and a smiley face on it, and it comes alive and it starts freaking out. It's like, I'm not supposed to exist in the trailer. And it tries to run away. And Woody and Buzz and all the other toys are like, that's Bonnie's favorite toy. We can't let it run away. And that's, I guess, the plot of Toy Story 4. I don't know what's going to happen in the movie. It's enough to keep me interested, excited. I can't wait to see it. I can't wait to review it with you guys. I can't wait to I'm just so excited, I would say. Yeah. So Rotten Tomatoes, as of right now, last time I checked last night, still at 100%, got over 150 reviews. So majority of it has already come in. It might drop like Toy Story 3 did, which was like 99%. It might drop a point or two, but it's not going to be something crazy. It might get one or two reviews that are going to be negative, but I feel like overall, we're expecting this movie to be pretty phenomenal. I would say it's gonna be everything we wanted from a Toy Story movie. I think everybody's breathing a lot like lighter, knowing that they're keeping up with the storytelling and the production and what they do with Toy Story movies. So yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah. Well, now I'm excited. You got me ready for it.
I think what's today? So we're reviewing this on Wednesday. It comes out. I think it might be out, or it comes out tomorrow night. Actually, I might try to see if I can go in tomorrow or Friday with Stephanie, my wife, and go see it. I hope you guys go see it too. I'm sure, I haven't seen the movie, so you're like, you can't recommend a movie. I mean, it's not 100% on Rotten Tomatoes with that many reviews. I think you're going to get something out of it, even if you don't love it, Yeah. It's hard not to. So yeah, we're excited. Keep it up. Thank you for asking me what I think of the critic rating and score and what my what our thoughts are on Toy Story 4. I think we can't wait to report it next week. Stay tuned. Next week we'll do a Toy Story 4 review.
If we can get tickets, geez. All right.
I'm sure we'll find a way in some way, shape, or form. Because even if we don't see it this weekend, our next video is probably going to be Wednesday or Thursday. When we do it, we'll at least have the chance to go see it by then. Let's move on to our next question, which is. So early tracking has come in for Spider-Man Far From Home. It is now projecting to make $180 to $200 million opening weekend. Now, this is the most any Spider-Man movie will ever make, but I think it's a lot of people are like, I don't think it's going to be that good. I think people are just excited to see what happens after Endgame. For a lot of us,
agree with you on that,
like where does the story go now? Sorry, Shannon, this is gonna be your biggest, most hardest assignment of the year for you.
What?
And you'll have to do it for us, for all of our viewers. before Spider-Man comes out, it's still 2-3 weeks away. I think it's 2.5 weeks away if I remember correctly. July 2nd. I think that's still what, half a
Yeah.
month.
Yeah, because it's right before the 4th of July weekend.
Yeah. So before you see it, you cannot review Spider-Man Far From Home until you did a little bit of homework, because you can't. It's
You
not
want me
gonna.
to watch the first two?
So what I want you to do is
Ooh.
watch Spider-Man Homecoming first,
Yeah.
Infinity War, then Endgame. All three are so key and important to the Spider-Man character to watch this one, because I think you're gonna be very confused. So
There-
this is probably, what do
How
you
am I
think? This
even
is
going to get those movies?
There's
Endgame is still playing, and
Yeah.
it's Endgame is being re-released in theaters next week, which I'm excited
I'm
about.
yeah,
I'm
I,
like
I wanna
40
see
movies
that.
behind.
No,
on
you're
this
only 3 movies
franchise.
behind. No, you're
Well,
good.
There's
No,
here's
you don't.
here's the other thing
yeah.
though, is that you might, I don't know what your opinion is on this, but you might also want to see Captain America Civil War.
No, skip
No?
that. No.
I've seen
Okay.
that one.
Yeah,
You
don't-
have?
yeah, but
with
it
you.
doesn't
Okay.
really do, because they
Well,
recap that even in
he's in it.
Homecoming.
Let's
He's
see.
in it, but it's not
okay.
pivotal
Maybe I
to the
haven't
story.
Seen it then. Okay.
Yeah, so don't worry about that. What you do have to see is Spider-Man Homecoming, and Infinity War is on Netflix, so that's easy watch for you. Go home,
Okay.
click it on Netflix. You have 2.5 weeks, 3 weeks to catch up for us. So that gives you, like, you're not like, oh God, I gotta see all 3 movies before, like, in 3 days or before the movie. So you have, that's why I'm giving you this assignment early, is you can see one today or tomorrow, then you could see Infinity War 4 or 5 days from now, and you could go see Endgame in theaters.
Chris Pratt's in both of those movies, right?
Yeah.
All right, no problem. I got this.
Guardians have a
Yeah.
huge role to play in Infinity War and Endgame, so
Good.
you'll like it.
Good. Okay.
But yeah, so Infinity War, Netflix. I think Homecoming is on Netflix too.
I've been
I
wanting
would
to
think
see
so,
that.
yeah.
Been really I love
I
Spider-Man.
don't have Netflix. I don't know.
I'm like it's weird.
I'll
If
find
Infi-
it. It's out there
it's
somewhere.
easy to get because
Okay.
it's on DVD, it's on Blu-ray, it's on streaming.
All right.
You know, even if you paid $1 to rent it on Vudu or iTunes or something, you're not paying that much to see it. It's only
Okay.
like $2-3 to rent it. And then of course the most expensive probably for her is going to be seeing Endgame in theaters, I would say. That's
Yeah.
probably the most expensive. You'll have to find a movie theater, which there's still every
Can't
theater.
promise I can see all of those, but I'll do my best.
You can do it. I believe in you.
Okay.
So Endgame is the only one you have to see in theaters.
Okay.
You know, you can knock Homecoming and Infinity War out of the park like that, because one is on Netflix and what's on DVD. So easy for you to find a way to get access to. And then July 2nd is the release date for Far From Home, Spider-Man Far From Home. And again, we're not gonna do our review July 2nd. We're probably gonna wait until after the July 4th weekend.
Yeah.
Probably on
I
the
would
6th or 7th or
think
some
we'll
day.
be back after July
Yeah,
4th. July
so-
3rd is my birthday.
Yeah, and we'll be at a barbecue for that.
Yeah,
So, me and
mhm.
George will be there. Maybe we'll
Uh-huh.
do a live video to say, "Hey guys, we're doing Shannon's birthday. Check it.
Yeah.
If you're in Metro
yeah.
Detroit area, come hang out with us." I don't know.
There you go. All right.
There's 1,200 of you. 1 or 2 probably lives in Metro Detroit that might like us and doesn't find us annoying. So, yeah, like I think your assignment is big, but since I've given you so much time to catch up, I think you'll be okay. Because I was like, I gotta give her at least 2-3 weeks to see all 3. I don't think
Yeah.
I think it'd be harder for you if I was like, watch this in 3 days. You'd be like, oh God, I don't think I can make that. So I feel like this is more doable. So let us know.
I'll do what I can do. Yeah. All right.
Sounds good.
Okay.
So fan questions. Did we have any come in the comment section?
No, not today. Send those in, you guys. We'll answer them after the video.
Yeah. I think that's it for us from here. I mean, we're excited to see Toy Story 4. We're really excited to see Spider-Man after Endgame. Me and George have caught it. Oh, and apparently we're gonna finish our video with our sunglasses on. So, if you didn't like our video, we can neuralize you and erase your memory, so you can come
Exactly.
back and actually watch it again if you want. Whoa! I think Shannon just neuralized herself on that one.
I didn't know it was loaded.
Do you know where you are? Well, thanks,
What is
guys.
this?
Thank you for tuning in onto our Men in Black review. Thank you for George for doing our Shaft review for us. Much appreciated. Thank you for your comments, your questions. I hope we got a chance to answer more, and hope you like the status. Lead us emails and comments to let us know what you think. We're gonna keep making this bigger and better, keep upgrading. The more you support to give us, we can upgrade cameras and sets and lights and mics and all kinds of stuff. I know I mentioned last week Hosanna was coming in, but she could only come in today, but then she has to take a 3-week break because she's going to be a counselor at a camp here in Michigan for a few weeks. So I told her it's better, if she came in today and then left for a month, you could be like, what happened there? What happened to her? So I told her, like, come at the end of August. Not end of August, end of July or beginning of August. So she's still coming. We're still excited to have her here. Shannon, throw out our Patreon support.
Go down in the link below. It'll be in the comment section. It'll be right above the comment section in the description. And throw us a couple bucks if you can. Thanks.
Yeah. My name's Fahajatari.
George Bogdan.
Shannon Gibson.
And we'll see you guys later at the movies, and see you later when we do reviews. Bye-bye. Have a good night.
We're out. All right.
Did you have any comments or anything come in?
No.
Was anybody watching?